Okay, we got another solution going in the scriptures, deep in the New Testament, basically at the end of it. We're going to just pick it right out of Revelation. How do you get out of that locust swarm that we talked about again, that devours any green thing, from green heart space, green economics, green food, all of that, green energy, life producing energy? How do you get that? How do you protect yourself from that? You get raptured up. See, the end of Revelation talks about people being raptured up. Beforehand, they're being swept away. So what do you have to do when you get swept away? You have to be caught. You have to be born in mind with it. First of all, the first thing that has to be completely captivated is your mind. Everything else is going to follow. But you have to make this a focal point of your mind. What exactly? Wherever you're trying to be raptured to. They call it the law of assumption. Now, believe it or not, this changes your luck. But you got a whole frame. You got to stay in. You got to stay in that vortex, like Esther and Jerry Hicks says back in the day. This is not getting talked about as much because it's that much more content out there about everything else. But every so often, you'll get a wave of people who take it back to energy again and back to the basics of transmutation, because that's essentially what is going on with all of the sharing of content. You basically get in transmutation opportunities. You could be transmuted by this, transmuted by that. It's your choice. So at the end of the day, if you want to spread your wings and fly, you have to be raptured. And that means, again, to be completely swept away in mind and swept away in heart. Like swept away. And it takes a little while to be swept away. This is more than just putting it on your mind. But you have to be lifted energetically in the mental space, in your head space. You have to be thinking about it with some vigor, with some intensity. And the rest of your body is going to function accordingly in terms of like your energy centers, for people who understand it, like chakras, for candlesticks, if you're using the pure revelatory language of the book that I'm referencing, being raptured up. Because what's happening in that whole sequence is there's a golden city that comes down. They call it the New Jerusalem. And it's just as long as it is wide. I think, what is it, like 1,440 miles squared or something like that? So gold is on your mind. That's what you're reaching up to. What you're reaching up to comes down to you. This is how attraction works. Whatever you're reaching up to in mind the most, that's what you end up pulling down. So you want to pull down the crystal city. You want to pull, there's already a part of you that literally is made out of gold anyway for the filling of ligaments. You understand? It's like 0.00 something, 22 milliliters or something like that of real, actual gold in the human body. So there's already a part of us that is preconditioned already to reach for the golden city. And a golden city is a concept. This is where there is no more night, meaning there's no darkness, there's no ignorance, meaning that. But essentially, when you look straight on with the naked eye, you're still in this world. But the way you are experiencing your world in this world is like night and day. Heaven versus the hell you came out of. So Super T Sigma, if you want to get raptured up, you have to be raptured up here. Super T Sigma again. Peace and blessings.